Good evening, everybody. This is the June meeting of the Farmington Zoning Board of Appeals. We're conducting this as a hybrid hearing, partially in person, partially by remote Zoom. And I'm going to ask if member of staff can call the roll, please.
Certainly. Carrie Callahan.
Present.
John Carrier.
Here.
Ron Llewellyn. Our understanding is Ron is absent this evening. Sarah Nadeem.
Here.
Rob Phillips. Again, I believe Rob. Here.
Had you heard from?
No. Well, Rob had indicated he was going to log in, but apparently I knew today was going to be a busy day for him, so he was going to try his best to log in. So
Okay,
I'm going to mark him absent. John Schoenhorn,
present.
John Brockelman,
Here.
Harry Marsh,
Present.
and Steve Walsh.
Here.
All right. Because for Commissioner Llewellyn, I am going to appoint. I'm sorry, I thought everybody was going to be here. So Commissioner Brockelman is going to appear for Commissioner Llewellyn, and Commissioner Marsh for the first hearing, which I understand there will only be one, will be appointed to for Commissioner Phillips. All right. I would ask the secretary to read the public notice, please.
Notice is hereby given that the Zoning Board of Appeals will hold an online public hearing on Monday, June 14, 2021 at 7 p.m. on the following applications. Lisa and Philip McMahon application for variance to reduce rear yard setback from 25 feet to 10 feet to add deck to pool at 1 Valerie Lane, R20 OS zone. David Stromberg, application for variance to reduce front yard setback from 40 feet to 33.5 feet and reduce side yard setback from 10 feet/30 feet to 10 feet/28 feet for addition to home at 8 Chafee Lane, R30 OS zone. Interested parties are encouraged to participate in this online public hearing. The link to this meeting may be found on the Town of Farmington's website at www.farmington-ct.org/about-us/calendar-meetings. A copy of this proposal is available online at www.farmington-ct.org/government/zoning board of appeals, or by calling the planning department at Farmington Town Hall at 860-675-2325. Dated at Farmington, Connecticut, April 29, 2021. Farmington Zoning Board of Appeals, John Schoenhorn, Chairman.
Before we begin the first matter, I heard someone else log in. Can you just somebody indicate who that is?
Rob Phillips has logged in.
All right, Commissioner Phillips has logged in, so I'm afraid I have to unappoint Commissioner Marsh for this hearing. So, but everybody will be participating. So the first matter is the.
Mr. Chair, if I can, I just want to confirm with Mr. Phillips that we got full audio. So Mr. Phillips, can you confirm your presence for us for a roll call
Yes.
purposes?
Yes, I'm here, and apologies for being late.
No problem. Thank you very much.
So the first matter is the Lisa and Philip McMahon application for 1 Valerie Lane in Unionville, and whoever is presenting the application, please identify him or herself for the record and give your address as well, please.
Right. So Lisa or Philip, please unmute your microphone and present your application to the commission.
Okay.
The problem is, oh, there's-
Hi. Good evening. Okay, I guess I'm a little
Start
unsure
by
of exactly what I need to do. I'm sorry.
Could you
just-
start by identifying yourself for us?
Sure. I'm Lisa McMahon. I am at 1 Valerie Lane in Unionville.
Okay, so if you can explain what you're asking for the commission, so they understand what your request is and why you're requesting it.
Okay, so we're requesting the rear setback to be reduced to 10 feet to place a deck around a above ground swimming pool that we got last year. We're requesting it because the size of our, well, maybe not the size, but the area of our yard, the shape of the backyard was a little limiting in how we could place the pool last year. So that the pool is set back 25 feet. So if we, to place the deck behind it, we would have to reduce the rear setback. So that's what we're requesting.
All right. I'm going to go through the list of commissioners at this time. If they see if they have any questions. Commissioner Callahan.
Ms. McMahon, what is your claim of substantial hardship?
I'm sorry.
What is the claim of substantial hardship?
There's really no other place to place the deck around the pool because of the house and this existing concrete patio that we have coming off the house.
Did the pool require a variance?
No.
I don't have any further questions.
Commissioner Carrier.
Yes. Have you approached your neighbor directly to the north about this application?
We've approached all of them. So yes, and the one directly there has no issue. And the house is actually quite far away. And there's a tall white fence and taller trees that block the yards.
Okay, and did you try to locate the deck or plan for locating it towards the front of the pool, or were there issues with placing it there?
We have a fence that comes from the front of the house out. So there's not much room over on that side of the pool at all. And then there's the air conditioning unit and the oil or the oil tank is over there too. So it's fairly limited right on that side of the pool.
No further questions.
Commissioner Nadeem.
My questions were just asked. Thank you.
Commissioner Phillips.
I have no questions. Thank you.
Alternate Commissioner Brockelman.
Same as Commissioner Nadeem, my questions have already been answered, or I already asked and answered.
Commissioner Marsh.
No questions at this point.
Alternate Commissioner Walsh.
No questions. Mine have been asked and answered.
All right, as chair, I go last. I'll just have a couple of questions, if you wouldn't mind explaining. What made you choose that location to put your swimming pool? You have a double lot that goes all the way to the corner on Burlington Road. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, it's not a double. I mean, I guess our lot goes to Burlington Road, but I think all the lots are about the same size on our road.
I mean, on the other side of your house.
Yeah, that's still our property. Yes.
So my question has to do with what made you choose to put your pool in that particular location?
Mostly for privacy purposes, because that's not our backyard. That's like a side yard, and it's right. You could see that part of the yard right when you're driving down Burlington Road. When you come onto our road, you would be able to see the pool would be right kind of out in the middle. And I don't know if I could meet the setback requirement from the main road or from our side road, to be honest with you, for the pool. That's why we had to go with an oval pool in the backyard, because we couldn't fit a round pool.
When you put in your swimming pool, did you consult with any town staff about its present location?
I mean, we submitted the permit as required and was approved for the permit.
But did the permit include its location where you're going to put it?
Yes, absolutely.
And so the one last thing I wanted to ask is there any thought given to attaching the deck to a corner of your house so it would not meet the same or need the same stringent variance requirements?
Yes, because they told me that if, if it's attached to the house, you don't need the 25 feet, but we have this existing concrete patio that you can see in the photo that I don't know how we would do it without having to completely tear up the patio. And there's really not, it does slope down from where that patio is towards the side of the house going towards the pool. The yard is a little bit sloped and it's not very big. So we looked into it. I just don't know how functional that would be for us, and the kids using the pool.
And in looking at the design there, the layout there on the blueprint, what is the material for the deck? How do you intend to present it? Is it going to be natural wood? Is it going to match your white fencing? What do you plan on doing?
Yeah, it's AZAC decking we would like to use. And then the railings would be white, the PVC like our fence.
Thank you. I don't have any other questions. If anything that I asked or anything that any commissioner wishes to ask any additional questions of the applicant, you can speak now. And I'm just going to ask Shannon, if you just would explain a little bit about the circumstances and why it would be different if they did attach it to the house, even a small portion of it.
Certainly. So with respect to the pool location, because so it starts with part of this starts with the pool. The pool location is positioned according to code. It was highlighted in the agenda review. When you have a corner lot, the pool has to be located in this back quadrant. It has to be located behind the rear of the home or in the rear half of the lot with respect to both frontages. So that then placed the pool in this rear quadrant of the lot. So as the owner indicated, the pool did come through for building permit review last year, and we worked with them to get it into a zoning compliant location. Then with respect to the deck, again, with the zoning regulations, interestingly, the zoning regulation is worded that pools and appurtenances such as decks or separate units such as swimming pools need to be located in this fashion as shown, and they have to meet the side and rear yard setbacks of the zone. A deck, if it were attached to the home, has a separate, so if this home had been set back further, or perhaps the homeowner wanted to put a deck here, an attached deck on this portion of their home, again, the wording of the regulation is such that an attached deck, porch, other attached features to the home could be within 10 feet. So it would be obviously a very large setback because they have a 25-foot rear setback. So you'd have a very large deck if you wanted to on the back of the home to then end up being 10 feet off the back property line. But that's the wording of the regulation. So it's a nuance in that because the deck is part of the pool and not attached to the main structure, it has to come before this commission in order to be reviewed and decided upon.
Okay, thank you. Did any of those questions result in any further questions at this point by the commissioners?
No.
Mr. Brock, well, I don't know if I know Mr. Brockman raised his hand. Anyone else? I'll have Mr. Brockman speak. Anyone else as well? Mr. Brockman.
So was this then pool put sort of the only spot it could be?
Basically,
Okay.
yes. So, I mean, obviously you could have, could it have rotated 90 degrees and come parallel to the backyard? Could they have put a smaller pool in? All those things come into play. but the general location is the pool had to be in the rear quadrant and meet then the side and rear setback of the home. So I believe it's 10 feet off the side and 25 feet off the rear.
Okay, and I just have a quick question for the applicant, because when I went by, I didn't really see in the backyard there. You said your backyard slopes down to the pool?
Just a little bit. You were referencing why we wouldn't want to put a deck right there.
Yep.
Just,
Okay,
yeah,
So-
that's why.
that's okay, that you'd have to have like a sloping deck. Okay, all right. Thank you. No more questions for me.
All right. Anyone else before I ask if there's anyone else who wishes to speak in favor of the applicant? Hearing anybody raising their hand virtually?
No, I'm not seeing any hands raised by any of the commission members, and I'm not seeing, so anyone wishing to speak regarding this application, you can raise your hand using the Zoom feature, and then you'll be acknowledged to address the commission. No, there are no hands raised,
All right.
and there's no one in the audience.
No one. So I'll just say, is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition to the application? There's no one in and I'll note there is no one in the spectators gallery here in our first hybrid meeting. So,
Correct.
all right.
And again, anyone wishing to speak or have a question, speak in favor and opposition of this application, or have a question, raise your hand using the Zoom feature or use the chat feature to indicate to us that you want to speak. And then we can acknowledge you to address the commission. Again, I'm seeing no one, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Then on that basis, I will officially close the hearing, and we'll now go to directly to discussion. And I need a vote. I need a proposal from a member of the commission that's to vote on this matter.
Johnny Carrier, I'll make a motion to approve the application of Lisa and Philip McMahon. Application for variance to reduce rear yard setback from 25 to 10 feet to add a deck at the pool of 1 Valerie Lane, R20 OS zone.
Second. Rob Phillips.
Okay. Discussion.
So I made the motion. These corner lots always come with a little bit of extra regulation. As I live on one, I know that very well. It doesn't look like there were many options for placement of this pool that, without saddling it up against the back of the house. So I feel like this is an adequate application.
Right, Mr. Callahan.
No further questions or comments.
All right, Commissioner Nadeem.
I have no additional comments. Thank you.
Commissioner Phillips.
No additional comments.
And Commissioner Brockelman.
I agree with the Commissioner Carrier in that this was put where it had to be. Probably one of the biggest issues for me is the neighbors, and obviously they were made aware of this and do not seem to be against it.
Okay, and for myself, I have no additional comments. I believe it meets the requirements of showing a substantial hardship because of the location of the necessary location of the pool, the shape of the lot, and that it's a corner lot on 2 roads, and it would be the most appropriate location because of also the contour and sloping of the lot would make a deck around a round pool or an oval pool different. I can't remember if it's round or oval. When I went there in the street, it looked round. So in any event, that's the only other comment I'll make. So if nobody else has any other comment, I'm going to ask Shannon if you will call the roll.
Certainly. Commissioner Callahan,
Aye.
Commissioner Carrier,
Aye.
Commissioner Nadeem,
Aye.
Commissioner Phillips,
Aye.
Commissioner Brockelman,
Aye.
and Chair Schoenhorn.
Aye. So congratulations. You've been unanimously received approval to build your deck. There were a lot of people using the pool when I passed by, so I hope they enjoy it even more once you've got the deck up there.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in this evening.
Okay.
Now, with regard to the second matter, the David Stromberg application for 8 Chafee Lane, it is my understanding that that because of some technical deficiencies in the application, the applicant is requesting that the matter be postponed till the July meeting. Is that correct?
So the notice is deficient, so staff is suggesting that the matter be opened and continued to the July meeting. So we're going to open it and then immediately request a motion to continue if that's,
That's
Okay.
fine. So I just want to make sure the applicant is not present for this. I might want to just comment. I don't know.
I do not see the applicant.
All right. And I assume the applicant was told you were going to make that recommendation?
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, they've been informed because I had to confirm that there wasn't other mailing slips or something that I wasn't aware of or hadn't been given. And we walked through that and they were deficient. We confirmed the deficiency in the,
With the applicant.
with the applicant. Yes, yep,
All right.
via
So we'll
email.
we'll open the application for variance for 8 Chafee Lane, David Stromberg, and I will, as chair, entertain a motion to continue this hearing, this public hearing, to the July meeting.
So moved.
Second, Johnny.
All right. And for this hearing, at least for today, I will be appointing Commissioner Walsh to appear on behalf of absent Commissioner Llewellyn, since we did technically open the hearing. So we have a motion and a second, and I'm going to ask Shannon if you'll call the roll for that meeting.
Certainly. Commissioner Callahan,
Aye.
Commissioner Carrier,
Aye.
Commissioner Nadeem,
Aye.
Commissioner Phillips,
Aye.
Commissioner Walsh,
Aye.
and Chair Schoenhorn.
Aye. So the matter is continued to July meeting.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
All right, so on the agenda also is the minutes of the June meeting, and I'll entertain a motion concerning those minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of May 17th.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? I guess, I don't know if we need to do a roll call for that. All in favor, indicate by either raising your hand or say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, so the minutes have passed. Since we are moving faster than our original, than we thought maybe we would need time for, I'm just going to note that at the next meeting, and I discussed this with staff, we should reserve about 10 or 15 minutes to discuss 2 things. One is the new town proposed changes in zoning regulations that would affect affordable housing. It might in fact affect the kind of variances we grant or not grant. In particular, one of the changes I note is the so-called mother-in-law apartment, having a house with a single-family residence that has a separate apartment. Right now, it's my understanding the regulations currently require that the person in the separate apartment be a relative of the owner of the property. It's my understanding that's one of the changes that's being proposed. And the other matter is that there are new zoning regulations, zoning laws that were passed by the state. It keeps, I haven't seen the final version, but I was reading some of the discussion, but it has to do with definitions of what like the character of a municipality is, and it might affect whether we consider something a hardship or a necessity in the future. So just bring that up now. We're going to be out of here in another 3 or 4 minutes, but I just wanted to let people know that perhaps if I could ask Shannon that I know that you sent me a copy of the town's affordable housing plan. I don't know if you sent it to all members of this board.
I
I've
did.
received it.
It went out to all land use boards.
Okay, so I ask that everyone at least look at it. If they have any questions about it, maybe we'll use that opportunity just to get a better understanding of it. And if I could also ask that the statute that actually passed, the public law that passed changing the definitions under state zoning law and how that might affect our board, if that could also just be provided to members, and we'll just talk about it very generally. I'm not going to suggest that we need to get into any detail, but it's important that we all know things are changing a bit.
Certainly. And the affordable housing plan, the proposed plan was emailed to all commission members on all land use boards. So ZBA, TPZ, wetlands, historic districts across the board went out to all land use boards. If anyone that was following along as I was clicking on the screen, it's also posted on the main webpage of the town website, and that's what's up on the screen right now. And it went to town council, I believe it was last week, for review and discussion with town council. And it is slated for hearing, is it next? July 12th. Okay, I thought it was, I wasn't sure if it was June 21st or July 12th. So it's slated for hearing for July 12th. And that is again, it's the hearing with TPZ to accept the plan. And this is a planning document. It does not change the regulation. It sets the stage then to allow discussion and sets the framework and foundation for working group and work sessions with the TPZ to start to change regulations to accommodate some of the recommendations that are in the plan. But the plan in and of itself does not change any of the regulations. And absolutely, I'll be happy to look into the statute changes and make sure that that gets distributed as well.
And the reason I even bring it up now in advance of it actually being approved is if in fact some of the things they are going to approve would affect somebody's application for variance, it might be something that we would at least take into consideration. Even if the reg hasn't changed yet, we might be able to grant a variance based on something we think in the future will be by right rather than by variance. So,
Understood.
all right.
Understood.
Anyone have any comments other than, having a nice summer and, enjoying the next few weeks and nice weather that we're about to have again?
Commissioner Schoner, I would just say that I want to thank the town for bringing this forward. This is something that I personally, and with my business and with my association, have been advocating for a long time. This document is a really good summary of the issues that lie in front of affordable housing in Connecticut. And I'm glad that the town has brought this forward for discussion and, future implementation of the different ideas that are in here.
And I'm going to be seeking your input, Commissioner Carrier, then at this next month's meeting. So make sure you're there.
It sounds like you got homework, Johnny.
All
I'm
right.
ready.
All right. If there's nothing else, I'm going to entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to
So
adjourn.
moved.
All right. So Mr. Brockerman was first. So can I get a second? Would that be?
Second, Ron Phillips.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right. See everyone in July.
Have a good night.